going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Hope you had a good weekend. Happy Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. I had a great weekend. I did. I didn't really do anything yesterday, channel wise. I released one video, then nothing today till tonight. It was a good long weekend. Friday night was a very long stream, so I kind of took it easy this weekend. But Friday night was awesome. Another giant shout out to Team Skeptic for coming up. That was a lot of fun. If you guys missed that, you should go back and check it out. We rocked it for 3.5 hours. I think the second longest stream I've ever had. So yeah, it was it was a long night. Anyways, we'll stop with that. We'll talk about tonight. Yeah, I got some court. That's all I got. We're gonna start with Judge Garcia out of Texas, where we have a very interesting landlord-tenant case. Yeah, this guy, the tenant's just petty, and he says some things that just makes you kind of want to shake him. That's where I'll end it with that. And then we're gonna move on to we got a case out of Ohio. Got Judge Simmons and Magistrate Braley. That's what tonight is. There's 4 videos. All right. I'm gonna stop yapping so we can watch. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
All right, let me get AT Heritage and Jackson. And then give me 1 minute because I don't know what's going on. I have a lot of notes from the previous administration, so. Jackson, if you can go on this side because I think Heritage is on.
Oh, the KCC raid before the show started. Yeah, I missed it. If she did, KCC, thank you so much. Whoever was hanging out with her and came over, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. KCC, thank you again. Yeah, I didn't see the pop up, but I trust you, John. So KCC, thank you.
On Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, we love dead air. Dead air. I'm so good at editing. What's up, Mary? Good to see you.
Okay, so it looks like we've run
Happy
into some
Sunday.
issues on both sides, and it looks like the other judge has required some paperwork from each one of y'all. And Mr. Jackson, you are to provide proof of each monthly payment since September. Do you have those monthly payments on you?
I was not informed. I was here on the 14th. The judge at this bench at the time, he said to me, we'll reset it for 2 weeks. The young lady back there, not that young lady, said, okay.
Phil, hold on. I just saved that comment. After this first clip, I'll answer that. So, but this first one's about 20 minutes long, and I want to give a proper thank you, and I don't want to pause it for 5 minutes to talk about that now. But thank you for reminding me. I will supply all the information after this clip.
2 weeks, you gotta be back here. I said, now why not fix it today? She said, well, it's reset. I said, okay, well, pick it in the afternoon because I get up early. I'm 72 years old. She said at 1:30. I thought she said 12:30, but it's 1:30. Nobody talked to me, not a single person, since that day I left here.
Well, the clerks aren't going to talk to you. It's going to be the judge that's going to tell you what to bring. So,
no, he didn't talk to me.
so you didn't bring any receipts with
I
you?
didn't bring anything with me because I was not told to.
Well, that's an issue. So give me 1 minute.
But
Heritage,
Her Honor,
hold on. Heritage, you were also to provide proof because it looks like there's an issue with Mr. Jackson not or can't pay on through the portal. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we brought the community policy addendum that has where the payments are supposed to be made. I can share my screen if you would like.
If you can, please, let me go ahead and take care of this issue first.
Bad Scooter, 1 year. Thank you so much, Scooter. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna call you just Scooter. I feel like that's Bad Scooters. I like that. Regular Scooter reminds me of Eric Martin, so we'll just go with Bad Scooter. Anyways, thank you so much for the year. I do appreciate it. And they're bringing up the lease here, so I am going to go ahead and cover it. You guys know the drill. There's not a lot of personal information on this, but there is some. So I am going to cover the lease. It's going to last for about 5 minutes, but you'll be able to hear just fine.
Okay. So it's highlighted 2 payments through our online portal and that's the website. And then there is a signature right here. He signed it at the same time he signed the lease renewal, which was 7/1/2024. And I can scroll down to show you signature on that as well. So there's more of the signature.
All right. If you can go back up to the top real quick where it shows the website.
Yes.
All right, right there. All right. So Mr. Jackson, what she's showing on this screen right here is where you signed a addendum, okay? And it'll tell you it was on July 1st, 2024 that you signed this addendum. Hold on, let me finish. And it strictly says payments, and it tells you through the online portal, and it even has a website that you can go to, and that's it. It doesn't have anything else checked off, okay? So I'll let you speak. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going through the issues that the other administration has gone through, and I need to get them resolved. So it seemed like that was a big issue, that you were not computer savvy and that you were not able to pay your payments through the portal. Is that correct?
That is incorrect. Wait. Part of that is correct.
Okay.
The part that's not correct is we never talked about a portal. I can put it in a nutshell for you, Her Honor. Whatever we signed, now I had this after talking to Kurt and the guys back at the garage. When they put that up there, it's on every application, on every contract. But they did not say that's the only way we receive our money. Because when I signed it, it was signed in June. That says July. I paid check June, July, August, September, October. On the 4th of November, at which time they told me that it's the only way to go. This is what I got. And they told me to send my check to Florida. That's on the 4th of November. After being closed on the 3rd, I couldn't drop it off in the office. They don't have a drop box. Okay, now they closed, the hours changed. Now, Her Honor, on the 4th, I go back up and I said, listen, you guys, I use your check. We don't take checks no more. You got to go through the portal. What portal? I don't know about a portal. However, in this, the letter from RPM dated September 25th, they told me there in that 3rd paragraph, we will let you know when it's ready to go.
Yeah, for anyone that's just coming in, I put my logo over because they have the lease up, which has some personal information of the tenant. So I don't want that to be shared. So they're gonna take it down here in a second, but when there's personal information, this is the easiest way to do it for me, at least.
At that point, I could have investigated. They didn't get back to me. When they got back to me with that paper there on the 4th, and they said, on the 5th, this is the morning of the 5th, you are evicted. There is no communication with them. Her Honor, as truth as you're sitting on that bench, I'm sitting on $92,000 in my bank at USAA. I have been late one time. Her Honor, girl called me up to Reverend Jackson. I said, yes, I need some money. My kids are hungry. Come and get some money. Gave her $80. Yeah, right. Dropped this off in the office on the way out. She drove right past. 30 minutes later, we had coffee and donuts. She drove right out. And this is on the 3rd. The next morning, the 4th, and I called on the 5th. Did you drop that check? I'm at your office right now. I'm dropping it right now.
Who's this?
This is my friend from church, one of the members of my church.
Huh?
And
are
she
you sure
needed money because there was COVID happening then.
But are you
And
sure
we
she's
just supposed to
dropping
help, I
off the
helped her.
checks?
Her Honor, I promise you in the name of Jesus. Honor gets information. These people have not talked to me. They not talked to me about nothing. Correct? And the guys told me that here's what happened. They've been paying in the portal. These are my neighbors. We sit down there and drink and talk. They've been paying in the portal for 2, 3 years. Kirk is like 45, 35. It's easy for him. He's done it. They never turned down my check until November the 4th. Craig did the portal because it was couple he and Lisa and Michelle and all of them. They did the portal. I dropped off a check. Me and Mr. Flores, he's 71 too. I'm 72, he's 71. He lived right there. We drop our checks off, walk up there together sometime. This is new information, and what she's saying on that document is not true. That what happened was they allowed those other tenants to pay through the portal, not an issue. They took my check, not an issue, but they did not demand it until the 4th of November, 2024. I've been there 8 years, Arnold.
Give me
8 years.
Give me 1 minute, Miss Jackson. Mr. Jackson, Heritage, let me get some information from you. What is the monthly rent?
Monthly rent
1890.
is $1,391.
What is the total amount due that you're seeking?
About that.
November through today would be $4,038. That is base rent alone.
That's not right.
Hold on, Mr. Jackson.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I apologize. Forgive me.
Okay. So, you're seeking 4030.
All right, so this guy owes $4,000 because he refused to pay on the portal. Claims he has $92,000 in his bank account. He owes $4,000 because they won't accept the check. It's gonna get a little stranger. They've been frozen on one part of this lease that doesn't have personal information, so I'm just gonna swap it out. All that has is the website on it. So for those of you that are just coming in, you don't want to see my beautiful face. I understand. We'll play it, but if they start flashing or they start scrolling on the screen, I'm gonna put my logo back on it.
38 for November, December, and January. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Jackson, no other months are an issue besides November, December, and January. So that's all we're talking about, okay? And that's all we're gonna talk about, okay? And that's all I have jurisdiction over. So right now, my question to you is, did you pay November, December, or January of last year and then January of this year?
I
Yes
took
or
it
no?
to them.
Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, my friend. I got to go back and watch that last case that you were finishing up when I left. It was a good one, but yeah, Biggin, I appreciate it. Thank you for all the raiders coming over. We're in the middle of a case. Actually, we're kind of towards the end. This is a landlord-tenant case where the tenant hasn't paid rent in 3 months. He claims that he has, but he refused to use the portal. He wants to send in a check, but the management office is in Florida. There's a little bit of a headache. But I want to, if you guys can see the screen, the portal's at .net. I wouldn't trust that either. I'd be like, yeah, I want to send in a check. Don't make me click on the .net. Who uses the .net still? Really, come on.
I mailed the one to Florida, that envelope I gave you with the little tag on it. I mailed it to Florida on the morning of the 4th.
And what did you mail to Florida?
It's right there, $1,800, $1,700 something, they got a red sticker. I mailed that to the address in Tampa. Her Honor, on December the 2nd, I took a check to the office. I gave it to the young lady, okay? December the 16th, she bring the check back and said, we can't take your check.
Okay,
'Cause you
so
don't-"
December wasn't paid because she gave you your
No,
check
it
back.
was not. Now, on January, this month right now, I went to the office. They saw me coming. They know this is happening. They know this is happening. So I walk up there. The office is locked. The little go-karts are sitting out there. They're in there. The sign on the door says open at 10:30. They didn't want me in there.
Okay, so
They were
January
refusing my
wasn't paid.
payments. And I called Senator. I didn't talk to him. I
Your
called
Honor,
Senator.
Okay.
Your Honor,
hold on,
the
Mr. Jackson.
Heritage Office is also here on Zoom. We have a lot more information on this. I don't know if
No, peeps, this is actually in Texas. The court is in Texas. The management office for, I don't know if it's an apartment complex, wherever he's renting, the management office is in Florida. So he wants to mail a check to Florida instead of using the portal is what he's saying. And he's saying that he has done that. He has paid his rent and he's 4,000 behind. But yeah, the biggest thing about this is he has $92,000 in his bank account.
you have any questions for us or if we can
Yeah,
kind
give me 1 minute, Heritage. I will let you speak.
of. Okay.
All right, and Mr. Jackson, what, did you ever get this money back or where's this
It's
money
in the
at?
bank,
It's in whose bank?
not my bank.
So,
They won't get it.
okay, so then November's wasn't paid either.
No, they wouldn't cash the check in Florida. They didn't, when I sent to Florida, Her
So
Honor.
you got all your money back.
Oh, no, I didn't get nothing back. It's in the bank.
It's in your bank.
It's in my bank.
So you got your money back. It's
It
in your
never
bank.
left.
All right, give me 1 minute. Heritage, go ahead.
Okay, so what the issue
You
is,
can-
I'm just saying the portal's sus because it's .net. He's not claiming this. He just doesn't know how to do it. That's his thing. He's an older guy. He doesn't know how to use the portal. I said it's sus because it's a .net address. That they do not bring that up in this court hearing whatsoever.
is the
Actually, you
last,
can take that off real quick so I can see Heritage. I'm sorry, go ahead.
so the last 7 years, Mr. Noel Jackson has paid check. That is true. We got taken over by new management, end of September. So we made it very clear, sent out all the messages, door-to-door letters stating that this new management company was not gonna allow checks in-house. They were removing the check scanner and it had to be paid online. Even for October, the only reason he has a payment is because we allowed for October, since it was so brand new, to still bring checks in and we mailed those off in-house for all the residents here. We have spoken with him in person numerous times, every single one of us in the office. It has gotten extremely aggressive at some point where I had to ask him to leave the office when it was the November check. Gave him the November check back and said, here is the address in Florida for the lockbox that you can send it to. When they get that in Florida, they email us and ask us, do you want us to post this to this account? Yes or no, let us know if this is approved. Our regional also has to approve that. We have never gotten that email for Mr. Newell Jackson's November check. We've gotten it from many other residents who, same as him, only want to do checks. They can do that, but they have to mail them off themselves. This is his December check that he brought to the office and literally gave to my assistant and said, I'm not leaving with it, and literally like ran out. We tried to go to his door, hand it back to him, and he threw it back at us. So we do have it, but we cannot do anything with it ourselves. This is something that he has to do himself, and we've gone through that many times. I understand it's a frustration, it's an inconvenience, but everybody else is finding out how to work with this new management group, so he's gonna have to do the same.
All right, give me 1 minute. All right, so Mr. Jackson, right now, the total amount due is $4,038. Is there anything you can do or offer them to become current?
Just. Her Honor, some of what that young lady said right there.
Okay.
You will never sit in the courtroom if you
Mr.
not call a
Jackson.
person a lie. You don't do that.
Okay, Mr.
Some of the
Jackson.
things that she said was misconstrued.
Okay, but
wait.
Mr. Jackson,
Yes, ma'am.
wait. Okay, I need you to listen to me, okay? We're not gonna get into the he said, she said, because honestly, it's irrelevant to the case. I have to stick to the facts, okay? Which means I have to focus on certain things of the case. Everything else is irrelevant. He's mean, she's mean, he looked at me this way, she looked at me. That's irrelevant to the case, okay? So my points that I need to focus on is how payments need to be made, when the payments were made, and how much is owed and when it needs to be paid back. So right now, there is no controversy that November, December, and January have not been paid. You owe them that. Mr. Jackson, what I need you to realize is that what may have been okay months ago on how you can make a payment is not okay anymore, okay? They got a new management company. You signed that addendum, whether they explained it to you, whether you read it thoroughly or not, nonetheless, it's your signature with the authorization that payments need to be made through the portal. So unfortunately, Mr. Jackson, they're not gonna ever accept checks from you again or anybody else. So you're gonna have to learn how to use the portal if you wanna continue staying there at those apartments, or figure out how to mail it to this corporate office and figure out what the miscommunication is, which seems to be a hassle every month. But right now, my question to you is, you owe $4,038. Do you have that to pay?
Yes, ma'am, 1,000 times over.
Okay. Let me see, Heritage. Obviously, money according to him is not an issue and he has it in his bank. So he does have the money to become current. Is that something you're willing to take from him, or what are you wanting to do at this point?
So that is not his full balance, because he does have 2 garages, other items, right? So we don't take partial payment. So
Okay,
what is
so what's his
owed
full
in-house in office right now? If he can pay that full amount and come current, and we can, and he mails it off and gets the proof that he mails it off and can bring that proof to us in office, we can definitely work with him. We were
Okay.
never trying to get him out of here. We just needed him to understand this is how it had to be.
What is the total amount that's due?
Right.
It's close to 7,000. Let me pull it
That
up.
is-
One second.
I sent it.
No, it's not.
We sent it over to Nationwide. I'm not too sure if she has it quicker
With-
than.
You did.
Yes,
No, it's not.
without the next month's rent. So without February, the current total is $5,702.54.
Yeah.
February is due this week.
Mhm.
So the current balance in total with the cost from February is $7,420. That's including his garage rents. So the balance of $7,420.51 would need to be paid in check via mail to the address in Florida. And we would need proof that that was sent.
Or he can pay on the portal with this credit card.
Correct.
All right, so Mr. Jackson, what is the amount due right now before February? You said 57 what?
5702.54.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson, right now, with late fees, with utilities, light, water, gas, garage, all your amenities, everything else that's included, to make your balance completely zero right now, before February 1st, because obviously, February kicks in another $1,390, is gonna be 5702, okay? If you have any issues with that amount, I'm resetting this case 1 week so that you can go down to the office and figure this out. Mr. Jackson, before you speak, if nothing is worked out and no payment has been made in 1 week for November, December, and January, I will have to proceed forward with the eviction, okay? Go ahead.
My question is,
Mhm.
they've got me here, which done nothing wrong. They didn't tell me about a portal. I don't know how to use a portal. I did what I did for 102 months for 8 years. It took them a check. Now, why didn't they catch up? Why didn't they tell me? I didn't know nothing about this. From the time they refused that check on the 4th of
So
November,
the time that you refuse a check in November, nobody's talked to you about a portal.
I
'Cause
promise
that-
you, I
By your
promise
own
you,
testimony, you have been saying that you don't know how to work the portal and
I
it's been an
raised
issue.
my hand to God.
All right, Mr. Jackson,
I
I'm not
promise
gonna,
you. Nobody
into
reached
that.
out to me. The only conversation I had about the portal was talking to the guys downstairs. They said, the only way you can use it because it's comfortable. You old man, go take your check up there, you and Mr. Floaters. To God,
Heritage, how many times have you notified him about the portal?
We did many messages, letters to the door, and I said all 3 of us in office have spoken to him on individual occasions. So quite a bit.
We personally can sit down with him and set it up on his phone. We did it for many residents. He just doesn't want,
He doesn't even have an email
He
with
doesn't.
us.
yeah.
So he has to sign leases, renewals, all in person every single time. So we've worked with him on very many things. This one, we just cannot, our hands are tied.
Okay, so this will be our final 1 week reset so that he can make his full payment. Mr. Jackson, if you make your payment before February, which they're wanting February's rent, it's literally in 2 days. So the total amount that needs to be mailed to this address is gonna be $7,420.
That's impossible. It
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Okay, then if it doesn't make sense, then you need to go into the office. You need to sit down with them without,
But they won't talk to me.
okay.
They didn't talk to me yet about
Heritage,
this.
if he goes in today, what time are y'all open till?
5:30.
Okay, can you make it back to the office today?
I don't know. I don't have a watch.
It's gonna be 3 o'clock.
No,
You can't make it today.
no, because I had to go get that phone fixed.
Can you make it tomorrow?
Definitely, I'm there tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
Before 2.
You're gonna have to give me a closer window than
1:30.
that. You're gonna go in at 1:30 tomorrow. Okay. Are y'all gonna be available tomorrow at 1:30 in the office?
Yes.
They will be waiting for you tomorrow at 1:30.
One question. Why do I have to pay all this late fee and I didn't do this?
Because Mr. Orozco, you signed an addendum back in July that the portal was gonna be a way of paying your payments. Unfortunately, you're bounded by that, and I'm bounded to uphold that contract. And that contract says portals, the payment needs to be made through portal. Whether they told you or not, you signed it. You're responsible for what you signed. And so unfortunately, if the payments were not made on time, I cannot negate the late fees on it.
But that,
I can't charge you for the late fees in your judgment, but they can charge you if they want to continue to keep your residency there.
but the problem that I have, and I can't get my head around it, is that that portal for that apartment is, he and I in the same place. We don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about a portal.
Then you need
They
to go.
said that they were going to do it here, but they never got back to
Then
me.
tomorrow, you need to sit down with them and ask them how to use the portal. Because guess what? When you make your payment in March, it's gonna have to be through the portal. If you don't, then we're right back here where we started, and they're not gonna be so lenient next time. So tomorrow, we have set up an appointment at 1:30. You said you were gonna show up. So when you go down there, you go down there with they will help you set up that portal, but they're not gonna help you if you go in there ranting and raving. Nobody is bound to help anybody with that attitude.
Good question.
Yes.
If I pay this off, tomorrow or
All right, can you guys hear me? My internet just hiccuped. Yeah, I paused the video because my internet's doing, it's having fun right now. Can you guys hear me? I paused the video. I feel like it's no, we can't. You can't hear me. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep it paused for a second. Hopefully it catches back up. I'll rewind it about 10 seconds here. I'm at 23 minutes almost exactly. All right. I feel like this happens every night at 8:30 now. It happened. This is, I think, the third stream in a row at 8:30. This has happened. It's really issues. All right. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to play it, guys. Hopefully we don't have any issues, but fingers crossed.
this off, tomorrow or what's the day? What's the day? Tuesday? Wednesday? If it's done by Wednesday or Thursday, is this off for next Tuesday? I don't have to come back in?
Yeah.
That's good?
That
The
would
next
dismiss
thing
the
is-
case.
The next thing is my lease broken with this?
No, If you don't pay it, it will be.
No. Even when I pay it,
No, you're gonna continue to stay there. Till your lease is up.
so it's not a broken.
Ah, whoa. Yeah, and all of a sudden Mike starts playing in my ear. I don't know if you guys heard that. I don't even have it. Well, that's weird. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's keep trying. Let's try.
You to keep your residency until your lease is over or until you don't make a payment again the right way and we're back here where we started.
No, we're not doing that again.
I will
Hold on,
not.
respectfully, I shouldn't be here.
Okay,
I should not be here.
Okay.
I've been there for 8 years.
okay. And I hear you, and I may or may not agree with you, but I am listening to you. And if you shouldn't be here, then let's correct it. Okay? Let's correct it. Let's get everybody on the same page. Looks like there might have been just a miscommunication and we ended up here. I don't know. But Mr. Jackson, I have 2 girls here that are willing to work with you and help you set up these portals so that you can continue your residency, because by their own words, they do not want to kick you out. If they wanted to, they could have gotten their judgment today and we would have been talking a whole different
No,
conversation.
not as long as I got money to pay, they can't do nothing.
Well, if
That my appointment's not till Thursday. They got to come out and change out my modem. That's not till Thursday. So I did, but it hasn't happened yet.
You're because of them, Her Honor.
Well, at this point, Mr. Jackson, you've got to learn to pay your rent the right way, and the right way is now through the portal.
Well, I'll tell you what. I live there. It's my residence. There will be a press conference out there. I have a right to do that because of people going through stuff. I'm a minister of the gospel for 34 years. I'm talking about the heritage because that young lady right there, I'm going to sleep good tonight. I hope you do too.
There you go, Mr. Jackson. So you got 1 week, okay, to make
So
sure
we're
that,
not coming back.
okay.
We're not coming back. So next week, when they get here and say, is Jackson back in here? The deputy sheriff's gonna say, no, he fixed that thing. I don't want to come back here.
Okay,
I don't belong here.
make sure,
72 years old. I got 2 birthdays. I'm gonna celebrate my birthday here in a couple of days. I'm gonna celebrate my birthday in June. Then that, I'm done.
all right.
Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna
Miss-
celebrate 2 of
Mr.
my
Jackson,
birthdays.
Mr.
Both my
Jackson.
birthdays.
Mr. Jackson, listen to me. When you mail your payment off, make sure that you bring the receipt back to the court, okay? Because we
Yeah,
need
but
to see
I-
a receipt that you mailed the $7,000 off.
That's 7,000.
Okay, well, that's what I'm telling you, Mr. Jackson. You need to listen to me.
It's not
You need to
7,000.
go down there and
He might
speak
come
with.
and arrest me because I'm not paying no $7,000 in late fee.
Okay.
When they're the reason.
Okay, so
I'm
be
here.
reset 1 week. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you,
thank
Mr.
you, Your Honor.
Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I paid $7,000 in nothing.
All right, that was it for that one. That was it for that one. I just loaded up the second video. Real quick. I've got a couple things to say. Team Skeptic Cat. I use their modem. I use their modem because I have to. Through my apartment complex, it's installed into the wall, so I have to use their modem. I might be able to bypass it when the guy's here. I do have my own modem, but it's not. Maybe I'll call and see if I can use my own modem. I have my own wireless router, but not my own modem. To answer that question. All right, Phil. How much did we raise in beer money for Chuck? I believe the total was 372. Hold on, I can actually pull it up. I'll just pull it up and show you. I posted this to Discord, but I know Phil, I don't think you're on Discord. All right. Let me see if I can share this on here. I was gonna wait till probably Wednesday when Team Skeptic was back on and show the receipts because I'll probably still do it there anyways. Let's see, share screen, window. Here we go. All right, can you guys see that? So this is just all the receipts from the stream from Friday night for Chuck. So we did a little beer fund for Chuck. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go back and watch the stream to find out what this is about. But this is everybody that put beer fund in their super chats. You can see the total right here is 274. I sent Skeptic to 274, and then Skeptic sent him Chuck 374 because Skeptic said he would add $100. Skeptic also said that he was going to. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing. Skeptic also said that he was gonna pay the 30% that YouTube takes, and I just paid that as my contribution. So in total, 374 in beer money to Chuck. That was from Friday night, so that was awesome. That was awesome. You guys rock. But yeah, when Skeptic's back on, like I said, it's probably gonna be Wednesday or Thursday. We'll go over that again. But since Phil asked and not everyone's on Discord, I wanted to show the receipts. So all the money was paid that night. So it was about an hour after the stream ended. The money was sent to Chuck. So hopefully he's had a good weekend. All right, let's move on to the next one. You guys are awesome. I think that's all I had to say.
Okay, the court is on the record in State of Ohio versus Robert D. Tadero, case number 21 TRD 335. On January 22nd, 2025, a probation violation complaint was filed against Mr. Tadero. He was arrested actually the day before, on January 22nd, 2025. He pled not guilty to the probation violation complaint filed against him on January 23rd. The complaint alleges that he failed to abstain from drugs of abuse and tested positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, heroin, and marijuana on January 22nd. Bond was set, counsel was appointed, and today this case is set for a final revocation hearing. Mr. Tadero has not been able to post bond. He remains incarcerated in the County City Jail. He is appearing at this hearing by way of video, and the court is recording this hearing utilizing whereby.com. His attorney, is it Muffied or Muffied? Muffied. Syed is present representing Mr. Tadero. He's in the courtroom appearing at table 2 on the video, also in the courtroom and appearing at table 1 on the video. Mr. Lewis, if you can adjust that camera, please. His law director, John Lewis, and probation officer, Sean Benoit. Mr. Lewis, can you advise us to the status?
Your Honor, I think that we have arrived at a resolution of this probation violation case whereby Mr. Tadero would admit to the violation. State of Ohio would recommend a 30-day term of incarceration, which would include the credit for time served since the 22nd. Along with that jail time, the state would recommend that Mr. Tadero continue on supervision, follow all of his current treatment recommendations, and obviously, I believe his supervision extends at this point all the way to 2028, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that's the recommendation should the court be willing to accept it. Mr. Syed has indicated his client is willing to accept that offer today. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Syed?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. I had a chance to speak with my client and convey the offer that Mr. Lewis proposed. My client has agreed to accept the offer along with the state's recommendation of the sentencing.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tadero, it's my understanding today that you wish to change your plea and enter a plea of guilty to the probation violation complaint filed against you in this case. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
You understand by pleading guilty to this complaint that you are waiving your right to a final revocation hearing. which means you'd be waiving your right to cross-examine witnesses and to confront evidence presented against you. You'd be waiving your right to testify or not to testify without any negative connotation. You'd be waiving your right to subpoena witnesses. You'd be waiving your right to be proven guilty by a preponderance of the evidence. All of those are hearing rights you'd be waiving by pleading guilty to this complaint. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes, sir.
You are represented by Mr. Syed. Have you had sufficient time to consult with him, and are you satisfied with his counsel?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or prescription medications that might affect your thinking?
No.
Are you currently on probation, parole, community control, or post-release control with any other court?
No, sir, just county.
Has anyone made any promises to you about what your sentence will be in order to induce you to plead guilty to this complaint?
No, sir.
Are you thinking clearly and you understand everything that's happening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask the corrections officer to provide you Form 5. Officer, if you can scratch off paragraphs 4 and 5 on that waiver as they do not apply. Mr. Tadero, I'm going to provide to your attorney the exact same document, and then he can advise you further.
All right, this one starts a little slow. As with most cases in front of this judge, I still don't remember this judge's name. I've seen it a couple times, but I don't remember it. It's not on the screen. It's not on his YouTube channel. So it's every time I look it up or someone in the chat tells me, I keep forgetting his name. But his cases usually start slow, but generally end with fireworks. And this one does.
Robert, do you have any questions about what you're gonna sign?
No. Nope.
Okay, it's a waiver of rights, so you're waiving your right to a preliminary and final revocation hearing, and then you're also waiving your right to confront any witnesses against you, to cross-examine any witnesses, and to require that the case be proven by preponderance of an evidence. You're aware of all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just go ahead and sign where it says defendant.
If you can sign as
Wait for it, sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, would you like me to sign where it says witness?
Yes.
Okay.
You can scratch counsel off on that. Okay, the court finds the defendant and his attorney have executed in open court the written waiver of hearing rights on probation violation matters. The court does find the defendant's plea of guilty to the probation violation complaint filed on January 22nd, 2025 to be knowing, voluntary, and intelligent. The court will accept the plea of guilty, and I will therefore find him guilty of having violated his probation. Mr. Syed, is there anything you or your client would like to say at this time in mitigation of sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. Having a chance to speak with my client, he understands that he violated his terms, and he's not here to make any excuses. He wants to take responsibility, and he also does ask that the court does follow the recommendations of the law director, Mr. Lewis, and hopefully after this ordeal he can change his life around for the better and not be in this court anymore. That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Tadero, is there anything you would like to say before I impose sentence?
Your Honor, again, you've intervened, saved my life once again because I relapsed. I did it. And here you are saving my life again, and I appreciate it. Well, take my lump, whatever. And I apologize. I'm going to try to do better.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Lewis, anything further?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Mr. I have nothing to add other than the recommendation that's already been given. Officer Benoit may want to make a further statement, I'm not sure.
Officer?
I just want to reiterate the importance of Mr. Tadero re-engaging with Community Counseling Center and following all treatment recommendations. He's not in a position, just like your Honor, yourself or myself are. We're not part of the treatment plan. We don't get to guide the treatment plan. The treatment professionals do that, and it's important that he follows whatever guidelines and treatment plan that they recommend.
Okay,
I didn't understand anything he just said, Your Honor. Anything he just said was not clear and was not coming through the system clear.
Yeah, can you speak
It was
more?
dark.
Yeah, speak more slowly. Yeah.
All I wanted to do, Mr. Tadero, is reiterate the importance of you re-engaging with the treatment plan suggested by Community Counseling Center.
They never asked for me, sir.
The judge, nor
They never
myself.
The doctor dismissed me.
Mr. Tadero, let him finish.
Do not get to guide the treatment plan. We refer to the professionals to do that. They recommended on 10 September of 24 that you do an IOP treatment plan. That was their recommendations, and you have failed to.
I read that. You never recommended that. The doctor never recommended that.
That's all, Your Honor.
Just reading. Sir, you never recommended that. But I'll do whatever they tell me to do, that's for sure. But
So you're saying that up until the time you were arrested, Mr. Tadero, you were doing everything you were supposed to do from a treatment standpoint?
I relapsed, Your Honor. My birthday
That's
came
not
around.
my question. No, wait a minute. I want you to answer my question. Are you
Yes, sir.
telling me up until the date of your arrest that you were doing everything that you were supposed to do under your treatment plan?
I mean, yes, sir. The doctor dismissed me. He never told me to come back or make another appointment. The doctor did. The two counselors now, they had different stories, but the doctor had a different outcome. He never told me to make another appointment, never asked me to call in or.
So
yes, sir. But I'll do whatever they tell me to do this time.
You believe you were discharged from Community Counseling Center?
Yes, sir. I thought so.
Okay, Officer Benoit, what does Community Counseling Center say?
I have a printout right here. This was from the 9th of September from Dr. Robert.
Let him finish. If you interrupt again, I'll hold you in contempt. Shut up.
Correction, he was diagnosed by Therese Cebulski and level of care recommended, level 1 outpatient treatment. Since that time, he has not been seen by the treatment team for that recommendation.
So that's the most recent record you have of community counseling?
Yes, Your Honor. And this goes out till March 1st of 2025, and there's nothing scheduled to order.
Okay. This is the third probation violation complaint filed against him in this case. He was sentenced on August 24th, 2022 to 180 days in jail, 179 were suspended. A probation violation complaint was filed against him on May 10th, 2023. He was arrested after a warrant was issued over a year later on May 30th of 2024 on that first probation violation. He was given jail credit for failed 4 days served. His probation was extended after he pled guilty to that first complaint until September 15th of 2026. A few months later, August 15th, 2024, a second probation violation complaint was filed against him. He was given a personal recognizance bond this time. 175 days were suspended on September 11th, 2024 after he pled guilty to that second probation violation complaint. I gave him the maximum, I extended his probation till September 15th of 2028. That is the maximum time period I could have extended his probation, and that I can extend his probation in this case. And here we are, the third probation violation complaint filed against Mr. Tadero, this time testing positive for both opiates and speed or methamphetamine. Let me ask you, Mr. Tadero, and I want you a yes or no answer. Is there a reason you need to be at 17 Parkview?
Nowhere else to go. I mean, I'd like to find a sober living place, that's for sure.
Okay.
I just have nowhere else to go. I mean, I thought I was escaping the last place I lived, but
yeah, this outpatient treatment stuff isn't working for Mr. Tadero. He obviously does not comply with whatever we've ordered him to do in the past. Okay, I will give him credit for 7 days served from that being from January 22nd until today's date, January 29th. Any objection, counsel?
No, that's what I have, Your Honor.
No,
I will follow the recommendation. However, I will give the defendant 30 days in jail. I will give him credit for 7 days, so he'll have to serve an additional 23 days. I will suspend 145 days. As I said earlier, he's already been extended. His probation has to the maximum time period until September 15th of 2028. I am ordering immediately that an assessment be done for substance abuse by the Lake Area Recovery Center while he's incarcerated for treatment, specifically residential treatment. The defendant is ordered to stay drug and alcohol free as he's already been ordered. He's to comply with any recommended course of treatment at the Lake Area Recovery Center as well as the Community Counseling Center. And I am ordering them to stay away and to remain away from the premises of 17 Parkview Drive in Conneaut, Ohio. The defendant indicated at his preliminary revocation hearing that that's where he resided. This court has a history with that address. That's 17 Parkview Drive in Conneaut, a history of
Stop saying the address. All right, I gotta mark the time down so I can go edit that out. I caught it the first time, not the second and third time. All right, judge is trying to get me in trouble.
problems at that residence address, and they're all drug related. And I am ordering the defendant to not reside and to, in fact, stay away from that premises as a condition of his community control in here. Mr. Tadero is advised of his rights to appeal, of his rights to appeal without cost, of his right to have counsel appointed on appeal without cost, of his right to have documents provided him necessary to file an appeal without cost, and of his right to have a notice of appeal timely filed on his behalf. Let me tell you something, Mr. Tadero. Your attitude to your probation officer during this hearing stunk. I wasn't happy at all with it. You know, the fact that you're arguing with your probation officer over what he's reading from the Community Counseling Center, and it's what he was reading from them, really kind of sticks in my craw. And all I can say is you said to me, when I asked you what you wanted to say before sentencing, that I or whatever happened here saved your life. Well, the fact that attitude...
You did.
Well, the fact that you said that, yet showed this kind of antagonistic attitude to the probation officer is inconsistent. You would think that there'd be a sense of humility.
Your audio is coming through clear, his is not. His audio is not coming through clear, yours is coming through crystal clear.
Well,
His was not.
but once you started understanding what he was saying, then you got upset with him over what he was reading. Anyways, 3 strikes. You've had 3 strikes, and yet I haven't maxed you out. I could have easily did that today. You have 145 days of jail suspended. If there's a 4th strike, you can be assured you're gone for all that time. But anyways, I want Lark in here to assess him for residential treatment. I can't tell them what they're going to recommend. That's up. They're the experts. But this outpatient treatment isn't working. Okay. Anything further, Mr. Lewis?
No, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Safin, Mr. Sayed.
No, Your Honor.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. It's okay. Thank you.
I'll get it right. Anything further, officer?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. This matter's
Your Honor,
complete.
I have a question, Your Honor.
What?
Residential treatment, what does that mean? I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means you'd be living somewhere to get intensive inpatient treatment.
You mean like a sober living house or something like that?
No, it's much more than a sober living house.
So you want me to go rehab, you're saying?
Well, yeah, I don't know. That we'll see what the assessment says.
I mean, it's up to you. You can deny that. Just spend your time in jail. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? This is when the attorney needs to be like, stop talking, man. You can either do this or you can spend your time in jail. You're lucky that you're not spending your time in jail. Judge just said this is your 3rd strike, and you pissed him off during this court hearing, and he's still giving you this small break. He's still gonna have to go through a couple of hurdles, but he's not spending the 4 months in jail. Just ask for that if you want it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, officer.
All right, I didn't realize that was that close to the end. Otherwise, I would have waited. Interlocutory cat. Thank you so much for the super chat. I know you guys love me, and I love you guys too. I don't know what. I think I missed something. Did I miss a joke? I might have missed a joke. Oh yeah, I started this because I wanted to answer this. Not all judges have the people, like their court reporter and their clerk, on hand, like right next to them. Judge Middleton doesn't. Judge Middleton has a device that records everything, and his clerk is actually in between courthouses. Their courthouse is kind of set up a little goofy, and there's one clerk for I think multiple judges, but she's not in the actual courtroom. But she walks in and out all the time. She's just not on screen. I saw her come in and out multiple times while I was there. So just because they're not in camera doesn't mean they're not there. Is my answer to that. All right. Yeah, let's go to the next one. We got Judge Simmons next. Let's go.
On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Lyman Hunter, 23-0.
Oh, before we start this one, I do want to say this. You guys know it's the weekend, so I have to dig through the vault to find good cases to share. This one and the next one. I think I played them. I don't remember. I know the next one I played in a video, just a standalone video. It wasn't a part of a live because I was waiting on her to come back. But I'll talk more about that later. So I know I played that in a standalone, but I went ahead and threw it in this anyways. This one I don't remember if I played it or not. So if you've seen this already because I played it, I apologize. But yeah, I haven't really been deleting things I've used, which is starting to cause a little bit of a headache. I need to get better at that.
2677, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Hunter, who is approaching council table now.
And today was the date that was scheduled for a probation violation hearing. I think the violation that I have here is that Mr. Hunter failed for a cognitive consultants to appear for testing September 16th, September 25th.
She was actually back in front of him last week, and she's still calling him Judge Simmons, still acting like his best friend and calling him Judge Simmons. Judge Simmons, it's so great to see you. I love your smile, I love your personality. You might want to start loving the fact that that's not his name. But yeah, it was only about a 30-second hearing, so it wasn't worth sharing. But no, she did that again.
September 26th, October 2nd, October 3rd, October 10th, and October 15th. How are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we do not intend to run a contested hearing.
You're plead guilty to the violation, sir?
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. You understand that you have the right to have a contested hearing, to have the probation and the prosecution prove the violations against you?
Yes.
You understand that if you're found to be in violation of your probation, you could be facing jail time? You want to waive your hearing today? You want to have a contested hearing, or do you want to plead guilty?
I'll keep it.
Okay, anybody threatening you to do that?
No.
Any promises being made to you if you plead guilty? As to the violation that you have failed to appear for testing on September 16th, September 25th, September 26th, October 2nd, 3rd, 10th, and 15th, how do you plead? Yolanda? Actual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Hunter, is it true that on or about March 19th of 2024, you were sentenced by Judge Simmons?
Yeah.
And at that time, as a condition of your probation?
Judge Simmons will order him to start speaking up. He's mumbling under his breath, but that's going to change here in a second. I do apologize right now. I did forget to boost the audio on this, so you might need headphones, but she will tell him to actually speak up here in a second.
You were ordered to attend random urinalysis or preliminary breath testing.
Yeah.
And is it true that on the dates read out by the judge today that you failed to do testing at cognitive consultants?
Yes, I don't know on those days.
And you know that's a violation of your terms of probation. Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that satisfies the factual basis.
Any questions from the prosecution?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is also satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea if I get to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. States here, that is overall, attitude has been fair, acceptance of responsibility for overall progress poor, because Mr. Lyman refuses to take probation seriously. He continues to disregard his testing and make excuses as to why he isn't going. He hasn't even called the hotline to see if he needs to test since October 28th. A weekend in jail is recommended. You can make allocation.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did review the reports from Mr. Neves with Mr. Hunter, and Mr. Hunter is fully acknowledging that this is an incredibly stupid oversight to be making a mistake on his part. And I think it's one that's evidenced by his age here. He's young, and I do think that Mr. Neves' impression of overall attitude is fair. Mr. Hunter is complying with other terms of probation, including recently successfully completing his cognitive behavioral therapy. He admits that he is struggling with this particular order and that the fault for that lies entirely with himself. He and I talked about how some people struggle to get up early, and yet we have to do it anyway. So he and I talked about moving forward, what is going to have to happen here to make sure that he does not appear in front of the court with these same issues. And so we discussed specifically his plans to set multiple alarms. He's supposed to be calling daily between, I believe, 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. to cognitive consultants to see if he has to go test. So we've talked about those alarms need to be set at 6:30, 7:30 to make sure he gets up and makes that phone call. And I talked about how to get his kind of support system in place to help him to make sure he's complying with all these orders. And to that end, his father appeared with him today, and I spoke with him as well about how Mr. Hunter gets through this, making responsible, mature decisions, because he admits that this is just an area of his life where I think he needs to just grow up a little. And getting up and making a phone call is about as simple as it comes when it comes to kind of growing up here. Because the end result of not doing that is jail. And in other parts of his life, it means loss of jobs, loss of relationships. And this is the kind of most serious it can come. So moving forward, there's no recommendation that probation be terminated here. So continuing forward with his probation, these are the plans he has to move forward to make sure this is not a continuing issue, as well as continuing to work with Mr. Neves on any other required part of his probation. I suppose the big ask I would make of the court here is, this is obviously a holiday weekend, which is a punishment in and of itself, and fully acknowledging that the weekend in jail here is recommended and not unrealistic or unfair at this point. If there's any world in which the board would consider allowing Mr. Hunter to serve that weekend, December 6th to the 8th, as opposed to this weekend, that would be the only request we would make of the board at this time.
All right, so this happened right before Thanksgiving. This is it's pretty old. It's 2 months old. It's still good though. And yeah, using the holiday weekend to ask for a reason to report later, especially when you thumbed your nose up at the court. I can't wake up that early. You're given a 5-hour window, man. If you can't wake up that early, stay up till 4 a.m. and call in at 4 a.m. then go to sleep. And that's the problem. He's going to bed at like 1 or 2. Just stay up 2 hours. Call in, see if you have the test, then take a little nap, and then miss your test, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's what I would do. If I struggled to wake up that early because I was staying up too late, I would just stay up a couple extra hours. It's all about time management, or become an adult and go to bed at a decent time so you can wake up between 4 and 9 a.m. That's a 5-hour window. 5 hours.
Does your client want to say anything?
Everything she just said lines up pretty well. The only main issue I have is getting up and calling the hotline for drug testing.
Why is that an issue?
Because I don't make it my priority to be up during the times that I'm.
Whose fault is that?
That's what
But it was a court order and you knew that,
I do.
but you still didn't make it a priority. Correct? Okay, the other concern that I have, you're not even getting up to make the phone calls. Not even that you're gonna test, or maybe you call later, I'm late, can you reschedule me? Is there another time that I can do this? You're just completely blatantly disregarding the court's order because it doesn't align up with whatever you got going on for your day. Are you working? Where are you working now? You still at McAllister's? When do you work there? What days do you work there?
It's usually like 3 days out the week.
What time?
11 to 3.
Okay, and so you're working about 4 hours, 3 days a week?
Yeah, 3 days a week, 11 to 3. I know his audio is terrible. I'm sorry for not boosting this. I'm trying to recap it for you. So the reason why he can't test or he can't wake up is because he works 11 to 3, 3 hour or 4 hours. No, 11 to 3, 3 days a week. Come on, man. I think you guys already see what's going to happen here.
Okay, but no more than 4 hours, 3 days a week?
Not every time, but sometimes I'll be there from like 4 to 9:30. And then recently it's been like 4 hours, but usually like it varies.
Okay, but you know to get up and go to work though, correct?
Yes,
But when it comes to following the court order, that you don't know,
I do know.
you just don't feel like doing it.
It's actually a struggle
Why is it a struggle?
because I don't get up in time.
And you don't, what time are you supposed to go and check to see testing time? What time is that for you?
Times are between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. if I'm not mistaken.
Wait.
Sometimes I wake up at 9 a.m. and I call them and they don't, like, I can't, you know what I'm saying, schedule at that time.
Because you're calling after 9, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you have a cell phone, correct?
I do.
And your cell phone comes with an alarm, doesn't it?
Okay.
Okay, what kind of phone do you have? iPhone? iPhone 11, okay, so I have an iPhone 11 too. I know it has an alarm, the alarm's pretty loud. I also know that if I told you, if you call me between 4 and 9 tomorrow, and I'm gonna give you $1,000, my phone would ring at 4:01. You know that I know that to be sure. You don't care to do what you're supposed to do. It's not my fault that it's Thanksgiving. You're the one who created the atmosphere which brought us here today. Not only that, I promised you 3 days from the last violation, if I had another violation. You're getting 6 days. You're getting remanded right now. You're gonna do them right now. So this is a decision you made. The court didn't make it for you. This is 6 days, Ingham County Jail. You'll serve the full 6 days, Ingham County Jail. I'm discharging you from probation unsuccessfully because I'm tired of babysitting you. Good luck to you in the future, sir.
All right, here's my question. Judge Simmons did not talk about the underlying charge. Since probation is a alternative to jail, there's still a charge to put him on probation. Should he be serving that as well? She discharged him from probation. Maybe that was another hearing and I missed it, but that's how I understand it works. If you don't, he got kicked off probation. I think he has. I mean, anyways. I'm gonna stop mumbling. All right, we got one more case. One more case. This is a short one. We have been going a little bit longer than normal tonight, so let's knock this one out. This is about 5 to 6 minutes long. This lady has attitude. She's got a lot of attitude, and you know what? I'm gonna put my remarks at the end of this. For those that you have seen this already, I know I put this in a video. I was hoping for a follow-up. The follow-up did not happen, and I'll explain why, or at least what I think here shortly.
Now calling 23FB1198. This is the State of Michigan versus Shatia Gibbs. Ms. Gibbs?
I'm here, sorry.
That's okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Shatia Gibbs.
Okay, thank you. So, today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I've got here is an alleged violation of probation, a positive test for THC on August 22nd, a missed test on September 9th, October 3rd, October 15th, and October 18th. And this was from a report dated November 12th.
I didn't miss them days, and I got a new probation officer. They never contacted me or anything. When I came to court last week, I didn't have an attorney or a recommendation.
Okay, Attorney Anderson?
First Assistant Public Defender Kalina Anderson with on behalf of Ms. Gibbs. Your Honor.
All right, she's got Kalina Anderson as a public defender. One of the best public defenders, if not defense attorneys, that I see on a daily basis. She has her shit together, and I, without a shadow of a doubt, know that she explained the situation to this defendant. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I have this listed as her not having an attorney. I see at some point her attorney withdrew. I'm not sure who that person is, but that would explain.
All right, never mind. I completely backtracked that right now. Retract it. She doesn't have an attorney, so no, it wasn't explained to her. My bad. My bad.
Why she didn't have representation at the last hearing, as she stated. I would just ask at this point for the court to grant a personal bond. We've not received a copy of the bond violation or had a chance to discuss it with her, so we just ask for a hearing date. I do see a phone number that ends in 8249 in JIS. Is that still your correct phone number, Ms. Gibbs?
Yes, and I haven't had no communication with nobody since I haven't been reassigned a new probation officer.
Okay, someone will give you a call.
They've been saying that for like a week and a half.
Well, someone's going to call you today, ma'am, but right now the public defender's office is just being appointed at this moment. So we wouldn't have contacted you before your previous hearing.
Did they state that in court to Judge Washington?
I'm just looking at notes, ma'am. I don't know what was stated.
Okay. Hold on.
All right, I cut out a little bit there. There was about 3 or 4 minutes of just dead air where Magistrate Braley's looking over this case. So Magistrate Braley's looking over this case because she didn't appear. There's a bench warrant out for her arrest, and the magistrate is just trying to decide, what am I going to do? Because she needs to go back and see Judge Washington. She didn't show up in front of her. She was supposed to show up in person and did not, and she's come with excuses. What am I going to do? So I fast forwarded all of that dead time.
And it looks too that you were supposed to report last week on the 12th at 11 a.m. for an in-person review.
I never got none of that information. Never got nothing. I don't even know who my probation officer is.
Well, the court date has been given to you on August 12th when you were at court the last time.
I have not talked to anybody, no probation officer, no attorney, no, I didn't get no emails. When I called, because I had been trying to reach out to my probation officer, they said that my probation officer no longer works for the probation office and that I'll be assigned a probation officer and having nobody reached out to me. And this was 2 Fridays ago.
And were you in court August 12th in front of Judge Washington?
I was at court, but I did not see Judge Washington.
Yeah, look at that look from Magistrate Burley's face. In Judge Washington's courtroom or the courthouse, I believe it's just Judge Washington and Magistrate Burley. I think that's it in the entire courthouse. It's relatively small. That is my belief. I don't know that for sure, but I think it is. So look at the look. Like, yeah, no, if you were here in person, you would have seen somebody. And the excuse for the probation officer does have a little bit of merit. One of their main probation officers in this jurisdiction left, and they've been having a little bit of issues. I think, you know what, I don't need to go through down that, but they've had a little bit of issues with the new probation reaching out to the probationers. But that only works, once. You can't keep using that excuse. So the look on magistrate's face is pretty telling right now.
I was trying to figure out my recommendations, my probation officer, my attorney. I have not, nothing. They have not told me nothing, and I've been calling. You can ask your front desk. I'm pretty sure they know me by heart now.
Okay. So I've got a note in the file, in the judge's handwriting, that you appeared in person on August 12th for a sentencing hearing and a violation of probation hearing. And that was on August 12th.
Okay.
In front of Judge Washington. And at that point, she gave you your next court date.
Which was last Monday.
Yes, in person at 11 a.m.
And I didn't have no attorney or no probation officer.
And did you appear here in person?
Yes. Yes. You keep asking me and I keep.
Okay. So at this time, the court is going to set a hearing date on the violation of probation. That will be December 5th, 2024 at 10 in the morning. That will be over Zoom before Judge Washington. At this time, the bench warrant and bond are being continued. Ms. Gibbs, you are to turn yourself in before the next court date.
Turn myself in.
Yes,
So I have to turn myself in before December 5th?
correct.
I guess I won't be doing that. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Yeah, no, she didn't turn herself in. She did not make that court hearing, which is why I don't have a follow up to this. We're just waiting for her to be picked up on a warrant, apparently. All right. That's it, guys. That's all I got for this evening. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the super chats, the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. Let's see who we can raid real quick. Sunday. Yeah, I got nobody, guys. I got nobody. Not one person is live. Hold on, let me refresh it just to double check. But that might be it for the night, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it then. That is it. You guys are awesome. I will see you tomorrow night for Members Monday. And yeah, we'll have another Team Skeptic visit. It's going to be sometime in the middle of the week. So I don't know what day it is. I'll get with him and I'll let you guys know. I'll throw out a Discord message and a community tab message so you guys are aware. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. Until next time, bye.